Tony Ferguson threatens opponent to pull out of UFC 256. I am counting on the Brazilian Charles Oliveira and others to come in overweight like usual. So, I'm calling it now. Case law. Short notice fight. Charles Oliveira will not cut weight all week and show up 3 to 4 lbs overweight and use the excuse of a short notice fight. If he shows up that much overweight, we are not competing. So, crew, make sure you visit the kid's page Charles Oliveira and encourage him to make the weight if you want to see a fight.
Ferguson, Charles Oliveira. Oh my God, this is a tough one to call. Okay, let me break down my logic here. I think Charles Oliveira is one of the most talented fighters in a talent-rich division, 105 pounds. His ground game is spectacular, really amazing. I do think it's better than Tony Ferguson's. It's almost like he suddenly realized how good he was and stopped making mental mistakes and has gone on a great run. But when he takes a hard shot sometimes, when he takes a big elbow, when he takes that hit he wasn't expecting, we saw that against Paul Felder, he suddenly just falls apart. It's like, boom, he took that elbow and it was like he was kicking Felder's ass, and then boom, Felder just spins it around and ends up winning that fight by TKO. He would have this problem of like mentally and physically checking out of fights. Tony Ferguson took a beat down from Justin Gaethje. I mean, that's just the way it goes. How has he mentally recovered from that? How has he physically recovered from that? This is going to be a totally different kind of fight. And then Oliveira has excellent stand-up skills. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it's the ground battle that's intriguing to everybody. Tony Ferguson, 4th or 10th planet guy, funky, unorthodox, very, very aggressive, great off his back, great front chokes. Oliveira's been vulnerable to those in the past. It's kind of like the fights I looked at before. It's like, when you look at Oliveira, does he revert to that guy he used to be, or is he the new and improved Charles Oliveira that's not going to fall for a Darce choke, that's not going to fall for a front choke, that isn't going to mentally check out when he takes a hard punch? If that happens, I think he wins this fight. The momentum of these two fighters is a little different. Can Tony Ferguson check that fall and do something great? Sure, he could. I just don't know where each guy is mentally right now. But as far as skill set, it's hard to beat Charles Oliveira right now. Tony Ferguson coming off the beating from Justin Gaethje. Mentally, the guy might be a little up and down right now. I am going with Charles Oliveira. I think Charles Oliveira gets it done. I don't think he finishes Tony Ferguson. It's probably by decision. I think he makes it a ground game, and he's just half a step ahead the entire time, and Charles Oliveira wins the decision. It could go exactly the opposite way, because you never know what you're going to get with Tony Ferguson. This guy takes a lot of risks during fights. He does. We've seen that before, where he takes a big shot or he gets rocked early against somebody and you're going, oh my God, it's going to go the wrong way, and he's able to get it back. Against Oliveira, who has the ground game to escape these kind of submissions, and you don't want to make a mistake against this guy, you can't afford to, that might not be there. I'm going with Charles Oliveira. I think he gets it done by decision. Tough one.
And then Ferguson, Oliveira, do you think that's a good matchup? And then who are you picking in that match?
That's a great matchup. And Oliveira is underrated.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised on that one, man. He's underrated. And he's hungry. And Oliveira is probably sick and tired of people bypassing him because he's really that good.
Yeah.
You know, so better be ready because this kid is the real deal, man. He ain't no joke. He ain't no joke at all. Stand up, ground, you name it.
Yeah.
He's got it all. So Tony better not have the same kind of performance he did against Justin because it won't go good for him if he does.
Yeah, and Oliveira's also got that win streak too, so he's got momentum. And then we got Ferguson coming off his first loss in 12 fights, so you know how that is. It can be good or it can be bad. You know, you never know how that's going to be. So that's an interesting dynamic considering Charles is so good and also coming off of 7 wins, which makes it even better. And then also fighting a guy who is very good, obviously goes on a 12-fight win streak, but he's coming off of a loss right now. So that could be effective in some way or another. So it's interesting. I think that's a very interesting fight.
It is, and Tony can't be the Tony that showed up against Justin. That's all I know. If Tony shows up the way I think he should, then I favor Tony, But if he doesn't, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. He can't, but this is a different circumstance. He's not cutting weight back to back like he did last time.
Yeah.
And hope he realizes that was a big mistake on his part. And he's a great fighter, man. He is a great fighter. And sometimes as a great fighter, you make mistakes and you have to have someone tell you, hey, don't do that shit. Don't you ever do that. And able to control his own destiny on that one. And I think it cost him personally. I really do. I think it cost him.